Today we are starting a really fun thing, and it's called Mila and Friends. And today we are, I'm with my friend, Kimberly Vuz. And she is a foundational life coach and hypnosis counselor. And today we are going to be diving in on the topic of fear, what's on the other side of fear, and how to get past it. And today I'm really hoping that we're going to get some really good tips on how to move through and actually achieve some of our dreams when it's moving past the other side of fear. Yeah. So that should be fun. Welcome. So this is a brand new segment. I'm so excited for you to be my first guest.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Tons of fun. So let's dive right in. Okay, Kimberly? Okay. How do you define fear?
Fear is an emotional response to a perceived threat. And we are hardwired for fear, basically, because long time ago, that was survival, just being fearful of things attacking you. So you always had to be on your toes, right? Because if you weren't going to survive. So that is how our brains are hardwired for fear. And even though we're not out running mountain lions and things like that, our brains are still functioning in that way.
Oh, that's like really deep programming.
Very deep. And so the more you are programmed for something, the more it just becomes ingrained. So the more you have fear, you're using that emotional response, because we automatically, when something happens, we automatically go to the worst case scenario. Right? How often do you do that? And think about it. How often is what really happens as terrible as what you thought was going to happen?
It usually isn't. Like, that's the thing, right? So that's the thing. We fret about everything.
Yes.
What if, and what if this happens, and what if that happens? And when you go through it, it's like, oh, I didn't expect that to happen. And it wasn't nearly as bad, right?
So we just, and the more we have that fear response, we are just ingraining that in our brain more and more. Like, okay, I'm going to completely freak out.
Yeah.
When something happens. And it's a habit, and you have to break it, really, because it really holds us back.
Okay. So can you tell me, give me an example of one time that fear has kind of hampered you and what you did about it?
Okay, let me think. Well, here, I mean, this is just an example. Now, things that happen in your childhood, okay, that is going to affect you much more than things that happen later in life, because when anything happens before 7, your brain it's still developing, so it's going to have a much bigger effect on you. So for instance, when I was 6, my mom and we were living in Denmark with my father, and my mom and I came back here to the United States to visit family, and we were only supposed to be here for a month, and then we never went back home.
Oh my.
So I was in shock. And the next thing I knew, I was like on a bus to like a new school. And so in that one moment, so I lost my dad, I lost my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, my school, my friends, my house. I spoke Danish. Now I had to speak English. So I learned the way I handled that was I developed an on-off switch. So if I didn't want to feel something, I'm like, oh, that's going off.
Right.
So that was my response to it. And I carried that for most of my life, doing that.
Yeah. Did that affect your travel in the future? Like, did you not ever want to go and travel anywhere anymore?
It affected my, it created fear in me that like in a moment, everything could be gone.
Right.
Without,
like in a snap of my fingers, everything can change.
Gone. Right. So it gave me, definitely trust issues. Right. So I would just really hold people at arm's length and not let anyone in too close, and I was very guarded with things. Right. So when you do that, that also you are preventing opportunities from coming to you, preventing relationships, so many different things from coming to you.
Right. So what's a tip that you did in order to move past that fear, in order to welcome in new opportunities and really embrace, like, that maybe uncertainty, because fear is based really a lot in uncertainty. When we don't know what the outcome is going to be, then we get afraid, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what are some tips that you use to move past that when we're feeling, because fear is real. It's absolutely so real. Like, you feel like you're going to die, even though you're not, right?
Right,
so
exactly.
What is it? What can we do on a day-to-day basis that can help move us past that and generate momentum and really move past that fear?
Okay. The one thing you have to do is you have to be able to change your thinking. All right. So every time you have a negative thought, you just replace that with 3 positive thoughts.
Positive thoughts.
Yeah, because you can't have a negative thought and a positive thought at the same time. Right? And unfortunately, negative thoughts are more powerful. So you need 3 of the positive ones just to counteract the negative ones. And when you change your pattern of thinking, that is going to make such a big difference, because it's going to affect the way you deal with stress.
Right.
So your brain isn't going to automatically go to, oh my God, no. Right. It's going to be like, all right, I can do this. It'll be okay. And here's what I'm going to do.
Right. So affirmations will help conquer fear. We have a little comment there. Hey, Lisa. Yeah. So, affirmations, I find, well, here, let's break open this one. Do affirmations work for you?
For me personally? Yeah. Yes. You know what? I use hypnosis, and I have the affirmations. I use them inside the hypnosis also. So then that makes them extra powerful, because we're working with the subconscious mind. And you also have to word the affirmations in a way that your subconscious mind is going to accept it.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about that. What is hypnosis, and how does it benefit somebody?
Okay. So hypnosis is just this natural state of consciousness, and we're in and out of it all day long. It's kind of like daydreaming. And so when you're in the state of hypnosis, you are just very relaxed, and your subconscious mind comes forward, and your conscious mind, which is the filter, and it only controls about 5% of us, that slips to the side, because that's a very analytical thing. And we just want that to move over, because the subconscious mind is open to suggestion, and it wants to help us, and it believes everything that it's told.
Right.
So you have this amazing power inside of you to create what you want, and you just have to access it. And so when you're in that state of hypnosis, you can give your subconscious mind a new job.
So you really pinpoint it.
Yes.
Hey, this is the new thing that we're doing, and it's happening right now.
Right. Because what happens is, at some point in your life, your subconscious mind takes on a job for you. Like for me, when I was 6, my subconscious mind said, okay, look, to get through this, you're going to learn how to turn your feelings off, because you can't deal with this right now.
Right.
Right. But I never stopped doing that.
Right.
So I had to go in and give my subconscious mind, hey, look, you can't do that job anymore. Thank you for doing it. I needed it then, but I don't need it now.
Right.
Here's what I need you to do for me now. And your subconscious mind is like, okay, fine, we'll do that. And it also helps you to eliminate negative thinking, destructive behavior, and it helps you to boost self-confidence and self-love and motivation and everything you need to move yourself forward.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about how you were saying, I believe in compelling language, right? So when you do your affirmations within the hypnosis, let's dive a little bit deeper into how you can word your affirmation so that it actually work. Because I kind of think that affirmations are a bunch of BS if you word it as like, if you just say I am something and then you're resisting it so much, right? You're pushing against it because you're saying something that you really aren't, and your brain is like saying, no, that's not me, that's not me. For me, I like to say I am in the process of, or I am in the ability, I have the ability to learn anything related to X, Y, and Z. So let's talk about the compelling language a little bit.
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I am in the process of. It takes off that pressure. Like, oh no, I'm not there yet, so this can't be real. It can't be happening. So yeah, I'm in the process of, or, I choose to believe, is another one, or I accept myself where I am right now.
Right.
But in the process of, is another good one. But you have to be specific with it, and you have to make it relate to something that you are trying to achieve. It, when it's so general, it doesn't really mean much.
Right. Well, that's the thing. So I'm actually going to just grab my affirmations because I want to share a couple of mine. If you guys that are watching have a particular affirmation, I'd love to hear it. So pop it into the comments, and I'm going to share mine in just a sec. It's right here. One of the things that I have here is I understand and have great respect for the power of habits and rituals. What I do consistently creates success. So that is one of the ones that I have. And the other one I have here is I feel amazing moving towards my goals. My daily choices lead me to achieving my goals. Like I have a bunch of them that I have like written out on little recipe things here. And I've used it in compelling language to something for so that it keeps me focused on my goals, right? So, when I read them out to myself, I do notice a difference, right? It's here's the thing. It's consistency, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Doing that's over and over again, right? Yeah. So it's like, I was thinking about this the other day. It's like success is all of these little habits that we do over and over again.
Right.
Like if for example, I am a long distance runner, and if I just went out to go run a half marathon tomorrow, and I hadn't gotten off the couch forever,
good luck.
Did I really, really do it? No, it's the day-to-day is day in. It's the training that actually makes things happen. I am getting healthier and healthier every day. That's a good one. Woo! Yeah. Okay. So what are some of the biggest challenges you see in your clients, right? So how do you help people? What do you help them out with? Because I think a lot of people are maybe misunderstand hypnosis. They don't understand what is how beneficial it is, and what are some of the challenges or blocks. And I'm not really a big believer in calling things blocks. I like, because when I see a block, I say that's what we need to go towards and work on, right? So, and I actually really believe that if it's something you fear, you need to move towards it. Do you have the same kind of thinking about that, or?
Yeah, basically, I think the two biggest problems are fear and lack of self-confidence. Those are really the two biggest, and self-love too. Right. So those three things are really at the core of so many issues. And, with hypnosis, like I said, when I work with somebody, I interview them thoroughly so I understand, their life and all the people in their lives and how they interact. So each hypnosis is custom to what they need specifically. And like I said before, when you work with the subconscious mind, it believes everything you tell it, and it wants to actually help you. It's not working against you. You just have to tell it what you need, and it will do it. And, there's different things that I do. Like I said, giving the subconscious mind a new job. And there's also something called timeline therapy, where we go back to the beginning of, your earliest memory and, anything that bothered you.
Right.
We go back there and we just neutralize your reaction to it. So you are keeping the lessons that you learned, but we're getting rid of the negative emotions attached to it. And so that's the important thing, to keep the lesson so you don't make the same mistake. Right. You also are not going to be triggered anymore.
Right. One of the things, I was watching a podcast, can't remember which one, but it was, they said, and this really, really hit me deeply, is that the more you talk about something, the more, you lessen that, that visceral reaction to it. And shame can only live in silence, right? So this is the key thing. Shame can only live in silence. So the more you keep things quiet, more of those things that you have buried inside you that you don't talk about and learn the lessons, because you can actually go back and rewrite your past.
Yes.
Right? And then how liberating is that?
Exactly. Right. And that we do that with hypnosis too. We'll go back and say, okay, what would you have liked to have happened?
Yeah.
And that gives you so much power too. And also, with hypnosis, you were able to create positive behavior, right? And it's so important to eliminate the negative behaviors and the self-destructive behaviors, like, addictions of any kind. Those obviously going to hold you back. But procrastination is a horrible one.
Yeah.
Right? And
so what is the real cost of procrastination?
Well, I think the loss of time.
Yeah.
Right? That's terrible. Loss of
opportunity. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, like, I've been really, really focused on this lately about creating a sense of urgency in my life.
Yeah.
When you actually think about it, like, for example, like, I'm 43. If you don't see somebody except for like 3 times a year and they're like a bit older than you, like, how many times do you actually have to see them in the rest of your life? Like, is it going to be 16 times? We think of things as like, oh, well, I got 30 years left or whatever, but it's really not. It's like 10 times of 1 hour of visiting or something like that. So it's like you have to create that sense of urgency in your life to get up and go, right?
Yeah.
Procrastination is a dream killer, if you ask me. It's like, you got to get up and do the thing, right?
Yeah.
No matter what.
And two, when you just take action, it eliminates that fear, and it's eliminating all the extra stress, because at least if you're moving forward, not that you aren't going to be stepping into new territory that you've never been in before and you're out of your comfort zone, but at least you're taking action and you're moving forward. Because when you're just stuck, standing still, the fear, the worry, the stress, it all just builds up. It's horrible. And then too, with procrastination, I find for myself, when I procrastinate, it's like that like big thing that I don't want to do. Right? But if you can tackle that big thing first, right? And then, because that's really what's standing in your way. And then all those little things, you can just like knock them off real quick. But it's that biggest issue that's
right. So how do we knock down that big thing?
Well, basically, you have to make a plan of action, very, very detailed.
Very detailed.
Very detailed. On this one. Right. Yeah. And your plan of action, you want it to be something that is doable for you, but still put you a little bit out of your comfort zone, but still manageable. Because if you make it too big, you're not going to do it. You're going to be too afraid. And every single day you have to do something that's going to scare you a little bit, because every time you do that, you're going to get more and more confidence.
Right.
And it's going to be easier for you to take that next step the next day.
Right. So, honestly, with procrastination, I'm going to go back to this because it's a key factor that I work with people with as well. And the thing is with it is that it costs you actually money. It costs you life experiences. Like, who here has, when you don't take action on something, sometimes what kills me is that I see my clients and they haven't done something for like 10 years.
Right.
Years on end. Like, why? Like, I know somebody that wanted to start a YouTube channel 7 years ago and they still haven't done it.
Right.
And it's like, why didn't you do it? Like, I mean, it's just setting up a thing, right? Like, and every video sucks to start off with. So you got to start somewhere, right? So it doesn't matter, right?
When you look back at your first Facebook Lives, how horrible were they?
Oh, actually, I don't know. I have no idea. That's so funny that you brought that up. I was just thinking, I wonder what my first Facebook Live was. Like, I don't even know, or where I did it. I have no idea. But I was already a YouTuber before, so I actually was comfortable on camera. But although it was live, so I was a little bit whatever, but I was pretty comfortable doing it anyways. So I just did it. I just hit go live. I was like, okay, it doesn't matter. Okay.
See, that's the thing too with fear and procrastination. You just have to turn your brain off and say, okay, and just do it without stopping yourself.
Right.
One thing like my mom taught me, she was actually an actress on Broadway, and she said, before you're going to do something and it like scares you, you just make yourself laugh uncontrollably and laugh. And then, I don't know, it gives you this burst of like energy and you just don't care anymore and you just go and just do it. Right?
Yeah, right. I hear you. Okay, so how do we build confidence? How do we build confidence in order to take those action steps, right?
We have to focus on your strengths. Stop looking at the things that you're not good at your weaknesses. Just focus on your strengths.
Okay, so how do we do that? What like I think a lot of people actually don't even know what their strengths are.
Well, one good thing is ask other people. Right? Because you don't see your own strengths.
Yeah, because it's easy to you.
Right. And also, a lot of people, they don't realize how good they are at something. Maybe people are, humble but no, I know you just ask other people what they think. And then you write down what you think and you compare those two.
Right.
And see what the difference is.
Right. And so building confidence for us, what can we do to build the confidence?
Well, one of the first things to do is to make yourself a priority, right? Take really good care of yourself, because how many people put themselves last, right?
Yeah.
It's all about everybody else. And when you do that, you don't feel like you have any self-worth, and you're just drained of energy, and you're overwhelmed, and you're not moving forward. You just feel stuck, right? You have to make yourself a priority, and by taking good care of yourself, getting enough sleep, eating well, exercising, taking time out to do the things that you enjoy. And right there, that's going to boost your self-confidence, because you are treating yourself well. And when you do that, other people will treat you better too. So that's a good first step to doing that.
Right. Yeah. I like to what I like to believe is that by doing, even just doing little tiny things to completion.
Yeah, so you have your goal, you're reaching.
Right? So even if it's just make your bed or put away that laundry right away, or it'd be a just do it now person to just do it now. To actually just say, oh, no, I'm going to just do it now and get it over and done with, because then it's just like another feather in your cap, right? And that builds confidence, because I did that. I'm knocking off my to-do list. I'm doing that. And let's talk about the uncomfort zone. The uncomfort zone. I actually am really drawn to it. I'm actually obsessed with being in that uncomfort zone now these days. I'm like pushing myself to do these things, but it wasn't always that way. And every time I try something new, it gives me a little bit more confidence.
Sure.
Right. So let's talk about what we can do. Like you brought this up earlier, just about doing something scary every day. So what do you recommend for people to do? What's scary? Like,
well, I'm afraid of heights when ziplining.
Oh, so
okay.
So I want to ask the viewers: is there something that you're afraid of, and what would you like to do? Like, it's something like, if you're afraid of heights, go to the zip line. Like for me, actually, a couple of years ago, I had a near-death experience in a canoe, and I got back in a canoe.
Good for you.
And I was thinking, I was just thinking like, I haven't been in a canoe again for a couple of years. I better go and do it again.
Yes.
Right? So I'm thinking it's wintertime, so I'll wait until like spring or summer. But, that is on my list of things to do, just because it's going to stretch me out of my comfort zone. So what about littler things?
Okay.
Like,
for me, I don't like showing my vulnerabilities. I don't like, okay? But I've been doing it. And you know what? Every time I do it, I like it more and more, and it feels good. I even post some stuff on my personal page, which I would never, ever do. I mean, I'm one of those people, I could be dying, and I'll be like, yep, I'm doing great. So I am actually making myself, I'm showing my vulnerabilities. And so it's a huge step for me, and something I didn't like doing.
Right.
So,
well, I think actually for a lot of people, just asking for help
that is huge.
Uncomfortable.
Right. I couldn't even
for a lot of moms, right?
Yes, exactly. I couldn't even get the words out. I mean, not over something silly like, go, take out the garbage. That I would be fine with. But like, just like for me, for asking for help for myself, I'm like, nope, I can handle it. I'll do it. So that's a big one.
So let's tell everybody where they can find you and where they can find you and find out a little bit more about you and what do you have available for people and stuff like that.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about that, and then I'm going to wrap up with a final question.
Okay. So my website is my name. It's just www.kimvuz.com. And we'll put that in the links. And then I have a Facebook group where I do hypnosis and tapping.
Nice.
So that's a really great group. And I'm actually going to be starting a 21-day challenge for changing or creating a new habit. So we're going to start that on Monday.
Nice.
And I have a new program that's coming out next week, and it is called Fearless and Fabulous. And so it's a lot of what we talked about today. And it's a 4-week hypnosis program. So every week you get a new hypnosis sent. And so the first one is eliminating fear and limiting beliefs. And then you get a workbook that goes along with it. So all week long you're listening to the hypnosis, and then you're doing journaling exercises just to dig deeper, into your fears and your limiting beliefs. Then the second week is boosting self-confidence.
Nice. Yeah.
And the third week is ending procrastination.
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth week is motivation and manifestation.
Nice.
So so it's a really great
program.
Yeah, and you can listen to each week as long as you want. You don't have to do 7 days. If you need more time on it, you just do it yourself. However long you do it. So that is a great program. I'm excited about that. And I also do, one-on-one sessions, and I have a 12-week program where we do 4 weeks of hypnosis, 4 weeks of tapping, and 4 weeks of coaching.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds fantastic too. So what is the number one tip that you would give people to end procrastination and start like getting over ourselves and gain momentum in life and business? So like, what's the one thing, the most important thing that we can incorporate into our day-to-day life?
Mm-hmm. It really is making that detailed plan of action, and every day, taking another step forward. And that is really how you're going to break through that fear. And don't even think about being afraid. Just do it. Right.
So I want to dig a little bit deeper into this, because when I say detailed, it means something different to me than it does to other people. When we set our goals, a lot of the times I'm a big goal setter. I ask people like, what are you going to do for your goals? And I hear these like really not clear goals, unclear goals. I just want to feel better, or I want to lose weight or whatever. I really feel that people have to get super duper clear. Like they need to like say, I would like to release 10 pounds by such and such a date, and I will enjoy the process by doing it 5 times a week, right? I will exercise and do so how do we get even clearer on what our end result is, right? So how do we even get there and then break it down? So you're talking about reverse engineering, really. Right.
Exactly what your goal is. Like you said, in excruciating detail. I mean, every single detail, and use all of your senses, like how you're going to feel when you get that thing that you want, right? That's so important. But you have to, and then write down every step of the way, like what you're going to do every step of the way, and notice what scares you, right? Each of those steps, and you can like journal on that. All right. So you can get past like whatever thing that's stopping you from taking that step. That's super important too.
Because here's the thing, even when you write it out in super detailed, there's going to be extra steps, and there's going to be some steps that you can skip, right? Like, you know, you don't know unless you do it. You don't know unless you do. So be a doer. I'm really big on be a doer. Be a doer. Be a doer.
Because if you don't, you have to start somewhere, and your plan is going to change along the way. But you have to take the first step. You can't put it off. You have to just do it.
Yeah. So I encourage anybody that's watching to just take the first step, get really, really super clear, and take one action towards it every single day. So I think that's it for today. Thanks for being the first episode of Mila and Friends. That's exciting. So that was fun. Thanks so much, Kimberly. I really enjoyed this conversation. And everybody, you will pop in some links so that they can find you. And I think that's it for today. So have a great day, or whenever you watch this in the replay. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, everyone.